Okay, the blueberry filling I made yesterday is ready, and it's all nice and cool. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to make a pie crust. I'm going to use a pie, 8-inch, 9-inch pie, whatever. So, first of all, you start with flour. I'm making the crust. It's always a ratio of 1 to 3. 1 shortening, Crisco, 1 shortening to flour, 1 to 3. So, I'm going to put in my flour first. I'm going to make 1 crust pie. I'm going to bake it first. It's unusual because usually you do it a different way. And I'm going to make lattice topping stuff. I don't need that much. So that's about enough. That's probably 1.5 cups, 2 cups. Okay? So now I'm going to put enough shortening, which is 1/3 the amount of the flour. So if there's that much, 1/3 would be about a little bit more. That's about 1/3. 1 to 3 ratio. 1 to 3. Okay? Then I'm going to get my little cutter in her. Cutter in her. Cuts in the pie, cuts in the shortening, and I'm going to cut in the shortening. Now today the pie I'm going to make, since my filling is already cooked, I'm going to put the pie crust in the bottom of the pie pan, bake it for 15 minutes at 400, and then it'll be all brown and all ready, like a regular pie crust that's already ready to use. Then I'm going to put the filling in it, then I'm going to put some lattice top on it, and then bake it for another 15 minutes at 400 degrees to brown the top. So that way everything will be like a regular blueberry pie, but instead of having the blueberries raw and then having not cooked the syrup stuff. So it's to me this is a lot easier. Then I can use the rest of the blueberry filling for either oh gosh, I was going to make some donuts, filled donuts. Not for me to eat, of course, but for my company to eat. I don't eat much of this stuff. Why? Because it's fattening. And I'm still 149, and I'm going to stay 149 until I die, I hope. So I feel good, and I don't want to gain weight, because when I gain weight, my knees hurt, my back hurts, everything hurts. So, and I don't feel good about myself. So I eat low carb, still low carb, but once in a while I'll eat some good stuff. I mean, sweet stuff. So here, it's almost up to the little balls. See the little balls? Just about ready there. Okay. Now to this, ice water. I got water with ice cubes in it. It's got to be ice water. I haven't touched it with my hands. You don't touch this with your hands, okay? Unless you have to. So I'm going to pour some of the ice water in there. How much? Oh, I don't make probably that was probably about 1/3 of a cup, probably 1/4 of a cup. And if you add too much water, you can always add a little bit more flour. Okay? Okay. I need a little bit more. Now that made it probably 1/3 of a cup total. Okay. And it's coming together nice. Kind of like a Play-Doh, but very, very hard Play-Doh. Okay, very stiff Play-Doh, perfect. Okay, and it's all together now. Yep, it's got a nice consistency. So now, I'm just going to just get it off there with my fingers. Nothing else. I'm not going to touch it otherwise. Okay, there it is. Now, put that aside, that aside, that aside. Now, take my counter, it's clean. Flour on there. Now this is for my bottom crust. Probably about that much with my hands. That's it. Put it there. I flop it over to get the flour on both sides. Puff it up on both sides so it won't stick to my counter. Push down. Flatten it out much this way. Now push down and roll in it. And if it starts to stick to here, just a little bit of flour, that's all. Now if you want it really thin, some people don't like a lot of crust. Okay? That's about good for that pie size, okay? Now, fold it up. Fold it up. It's okay if it's like that. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to hurt a thing. Get the pan here. Pick it up. Put it on the edge. unfold it, just like a blanket. Pull it up on this side, put it up on this side. Here we go. Press it in, the bottom there, press it in. Okay, oop, okay, now, take this a little bit off. Take a little bit off the edges. Throw it back in a bowl. Throw it back in a bowl. Back in a bowl. Okay, turn it under, crunch it. Pinch, 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 pinch. If there's not a lot here and you want some more here, take a little bit of your extra right here that you had, put it in there, patch it in, push it in, and pinch. That'll be a nice flaky part right there. Pinch, 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 pinch it, pinch it, pinch it, pinch it, pinch it, pinch it, and pinching it all the way around. And if it falls apart, come in. Okay, perfect. See that nice? Is that nice? Very nice. Now, I'm going to put some, fork it. You fork it on both sides, on the edges, so that when it goes in the oven and it starts cooking, it won't bubble up. If you don't fork it, you're going to get bubbles coming up. Something having to do with the shortening in the flour when it kind of like explodes. Here we go. Now, when the oven comes up to 400, I will put it in there for 15 minutes. It'll be totally cooked. Then I'll put my blueberry filling in it. Now let me put that aside. Wait for the oven to come up. In the meantime, I wash my hands. No, I'm going to leave this right here. You know why? I'm going to take the rest of it now, and the pieces I put back, see the piece I put back? I'm going to crunch it back in. I'm not going to touch it with my hand. I'm going to blend it back in with the rest of it. There we go. Now, out of these, I'm going to make the lattice topping. It kind of looks pretty. And it looks kind of fancy, even though it's not that difficult to do. Okay? So, I ball it all together. Ball it all together. Here we go. Take it all, spin it, put it down, flip it over like I did the other one. Okay, and great. If you want a nice heavy, you don't have to push your arms down. It doesn't kill your body. This is so heavy. It's marble, Walmart. I'm gonna flip this over so it doesn't stick down the bottom. There we go. Now I'm going to be doing these, what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be cutting these in strips. Whoops, little tear, that's okay, it won't hurt a bit, won't hurt a bit. Okay, there we go, tear's okay. And there we go, we're all rolled out now for the slitting them. And when you slit them, just want to take a knife and go. You piece them together if you want. Approximately the same width. We're going to crisscross them on the pie after we put the blueberry filling in for the second baking. Maybe you have to use that one, maybe. There we go. There we go. All right. There they are. Of course, you're not going to use these because they're, and you're not going to use that, and you're not going to use that, and you're not going to use that. But there's our strips. Okay, oven is almost, so let's put it in, and, okay, when I say 10 minutes, let's go 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's try 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes, and we'll do it. Okay, the pie's been in there 15 minutes, 400 degrees, it's all cooked, totally cooked. So now I'm gonna put it over here. I'm going to add the filling to it. This is all an experiment. I've never done this before. So, just a different way to do a pie. Hopefully it works. Okay, I'm going to take my filling, stir up my filling. Nice. I think that's enough. Okay. Looks good. That should be enough. Now I'm going to put the stripes across it. I don't want to touch it because it's going to be hot. So let me get the strips here. Put that there. Okay. Pinching that off as I put it there. Okay. Little short guy on the end there. Okay. There we go. And another short one at the other end. Got this piece here. Okay, now I put them the other way. Long ones go across the middle. Might as well do them across the middle. There we go. There we go. Long one there. One there. One there. One there. This one here can go here. And this one here can go over here. Pinch them in there. Okay. Got a couple left, but that's okay. So there's what that looks like. Okay. Now I'm going to put it in there at my 400 degrees and bake it for another 15. Okay, so this is going back in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes for the pie with the lattice work on top. And it's not quite brown enough, so I'm going to put it back in there for another 10 minutes. So it'll be 30 minutes for the browning of the top. Okay, so put it in there, put on another 10 minutes. Okay, the pie is coming out of the oven. It is done. It's got a nice prettiness to it. It's perfect. There you go. And there's our blueberry pie, lattice work. Nice? Nice.